Hey, welcome to episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. Oops, need my preview so I can see. There we go. I gotta turn the keyboard off because Leo is laying right on it, as you might have saw on the thumbnail. Anyways, got a beer I got again on Tavor, or Tavor as they call it. I'm hoping this one is going to be as good just as the description alone sounds. So this is Octopi Brewing Belgian chocolate, toffee, vanilla stout, 10% ABV. Where's Octopi out of? Oh, they're out of Wanake, Wisconsin. Another Native American indigenous people name. There's a lot of those. It's surprising a lot of stuff like that named around here in Florida. Also in upstate New York, where I'm from. Anyway. When it was pouring out of the can, it was definitely a brown. So it might look black on camera, but it's actually deep brown. It has a little bit of haze to it. I mean, there's like a little bit of sediment in the can. Had about a finger worth of foam. And it definitely smells as advertised. I think it's chocolate, or I think toffee is actually the most prominent of the aromas. And because to me it almost has like a coffee kind of smell. So, I mean, when you combine chocolate, toffee, and vanilla, it's like, just like some kind of latte or, any kind of Starbucks drink with like tons of cream and sugar in it, Yeah, so toffee, it's like Toblerone, vanilla, chocolate. I mean, it's just all the confectionery, aromas. It just smells like make your own sundae bar where you do the butterscotch and the chocolate and everything. So, yeah, it is a very, very sweet smelling beer. Surprisingly, no alcohol. Well, I mean, not surprisingly, but thankfully. I mean, it doesn't seem to be a boozy beer. I'm really not getting any. I'm not getting any. I'm not getting like roasted malt or toasted or anything like that. Like, I'm just getting those confectionery aromas. So, I mean, I would like some authentic, hops or malt presence in there, but to me this smells like one of the kind of newer Southern Tier Blackwater series. I'm trying to get Leo off the desk here. Come on, dude. Put that. Oh, there he goes. Sort of. Or kind of reminds me of like the Duclaw beers, like Sweet Baby Jesus and all those ones. So, yeah, I mean, I can't stop smelling this. Just to me, it just smells like a make your own Sunday bar or something. But it smells really good. So let's see if it tastes as good as it smells. Cheers. Hmm. Yeah, I would say it tastes as it smells. It's um, toffee, chocolate, and vanilla. So very, very. Actually, it's not quite as sweet tasting as it is as it smelled. I mean, it smelled like super, super decadent, like a Southern Tier chocolate or Sweet Baby Jesus, something like that. But it's not quite that intense. And same thing on the aroma. I said the toffee dominates. Same thing in the palate. Toffee seems to be the most noticeable of the flavors. So it's like toffee first, and then just kind of a mishmash of vanilla and chocolate, like kind of like you're like a chocolate vanilla twisty cone. It's kind of like that flavor. So imagine like a chocolate vanilla twisty cone or chocolate vanilla ice cream with like toffee syrup on top of it. You know what's interesting about this beer is that the mouthfeel is actually it's only like medium. It's like noticeably thin. I was expecting, I mean, it's 10% ABV. You would just expect something like super thick and luscious, like even like the so-called novelty, just dessert or confectionery stouts like this has people tend to call them. They don't always have the super thick mouthfeel as like a Marshall Zukoff or a Goose Island Bourbon County. So I mean, it's just if you got 10% ABV, that tells me you're using a lot of malt. So I'm surprised that's not coming through in the mouthfeel. So the beer judge in me is saying, well, they're probably not using like oats or lactose in this. It's probably just all malt and a little bit of hops and a bunch of additives. I'd be curious to see, like, I mean, I could have looked up on their website. This is something I haven't really been doing since I retired, quote unquote, Chad's Beer Reviews. But I haven't really been looking at beers on Brewer's website. I'm just going by what's on the can or what's on Tavor. Speaking of which, this beer was remarkably cheap. I can't believe it. It's only $4.50 a can. Yeah, $4.50. 2 for $9 for a 10% ABV beer. I mean, I don't care what style it is, but beers when they're 10% ABV, they're not usually like $4.50. Like even if I bought this at Total Wine or ABC or it would be like $4.50, $5 a can, maybe more. I just can't believe it's that cheap. Unless there was something wrong with it and they're trying to get rid of it on the cheap. I don't know. Yeah, this is tasty. I don't really have a whole lot more to say about it. I mean, it is delivering as advertised. So if you want chocolate, toffee, and vanilla, you're getting it in this. I think this is more of like a, for lack of a better term, just kind of like a mainstream drinker type beer, because like I want that authentic, stout base. Like I'm looking for, some kind of roasted malt, any kind of like there's no, like coffee type sensation or like the dark fruity sensation you tend to get with dark malt. And I'm certainly not getting any hops on here. Maybe I'm just drinking it too cold, so I'm drinking this pretty much at fridge temp. And I did that because it's 10% ABV. Although I will give it credit for that. I mean, 10% ABV. This beer is drinking like it's like half that. It feels like it's like a 5, maybe 6, maybe 7% ABV beer. It is just, it's not a beast, which is nice. I mean, it's really easy to suck this down. I don't know what you would. I think maybe pairs with just plain cheesecake or cheese, or maybe like blue cheese, or I don't know. I'm not good at cheese pairing, but I think, and it would be really interesting if you were bold enough. Maybe I'll try this tomorrow or sometime, but pair this with like a really savory, spicy steak, or something like that. Like not like pepper type spice, but just seasoning type spice. That's why I'm saying like steak, the umami type flavor. I think this would go with that. It'd be a really nice contrast. I like contrasting pairings rather than complementary pairings. Yeah, so the beer drinker in me is liking this. It's tasty. It's kind of repetitive and simple. Just lots of toffee and vanilla and chocolate. I mean, to me, it's just a liquid candy bar. But the beer judge in me is like, well, mouthfeel is very thin. There's not much in the way of the base brew as far as the stout or whatever it is. In fact, because it's so brown, I kind of question that they're calling this a stout. To me, it's more like a really strong brown ale, which they probably could have, labeled it as. And, no distinct hops. Like, it's a sweet beer, but it's not cloying sweet. The finish is very clean. I appreciate that there's no alcohol burn despite being 10% ABV, but at the same time makes me kind of question, like, is it really 10% ABV? And it should have, I mean, even if you ferment it properly, just that alcohol alone is going to give a warming sensation, and it's not really doing that. I might give this another try. So this was canned on May 18th, so it's only a little over 2 months old. I don't see anything that would be gained by aging this beer, because it's not like a booze bomb right now. So If you're sitting on this, why? There's no reason to. If you sit on this, it's just gonna. Well, I mean, the toffee, vanilla, and chocolate might fade, and then come back to it around Christmas, or a year from now, and you'll have your stout, or as I think it has, more of like a just really strong brown ale base. Wow, I am really rambling. So how to rate this? I think 4 out of 5 on Untappd. I think that's fair. Yeah, I think that's fair. So yeah, I'm gonna go 4 out of 5 for Octopi Brewing Belgian chocolate toffee vanilla stout, 10% ABV, 12-ounce can. Would have been nice if it was in a 16-ounce can, like most beers on Tavour. Speaking of Tavour, if you're interested, check it out. Get the link below. Click that. Should give you my referral code automatically. If you don't, type in whatever that number is. I forget what it is. I don't know off the top of my head. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys probably tomorrow. I don't know.